and gentlemen, please put your hands together for LaShook.
Let me see your hands up in the air. We're the Shook. We're here to bring you some Israeli flavor. Straight from Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Haifa. תזרח השמש, הדיימים יפים מעבר, הלב נלחם בדאגות. כולם יחזרו הביתה, נחכה להם למטה, הלוואי נדע בשורות טובות. כי עם הנצח לעולם נוותר, אפילו כשקשה לראות. כולם ביחד, אף אחד לא לבודד, שישרדו במלחמות. עם ישראל חי, אם לא נשכח תמיד להיות מאוחדים. עם ישראל חי, גם יום ולנהוג גם בשעות הכי קשות. הקדוש ברוך הוא שומר עלינו, ביכול עלינו, כי אין לנו עוד מדינה. נעשה שלום בינינו, שמור על ילדינו, כי זו הבטחה אמונה. Everybody put your hands up. עם ישראל חי. עם ישראל חי. ארצי נחלתנו, לא תיפול כאן את רוחנו, מסביב ברזל של חרמות. ויונה תפרוס כנפיים, התקווה בת שנות 2000, עוד נצא לשיר ברחובות. כי עם הנצח לעולם לא מוותר, אפילו כשקשה לראות. כולם ביחד, אף אחד כאן לא בודד, שישרפו המלחמות. עם ישראל חי. Let me hear you. אם לא נשכח תמיד להיות מאוחדים. Everybody, עם ישראל. בעליות, בירידות, גם בשעות הכי קשות. הקדוש ברוך הוא שומר עלינו, ביכול עלינו, כי אין לנו עוד מדינה. תעשה שלום בינינו, שמור על ילדינו, כי לא אבדה אמונה בו. בוא נשמע חבר'ה, ידיעות. עם ישראל חי. איזה יופי! עם ישראל חי. עם ישראל חי. עם ישראל חי. Let me see your hands up in the air. שמח כמובן. שמעתי שעושים פה מסיבה בלעדיי, אף אחד לא עושה את זה יותר טוב ממני. נשים את הצהוב מאחוריי, לא נעצור עד שכולכם משלומים. שמעתי שהתחלתם בלעדיי, אף אחד לא עושה את זה יותר טוב ממני. הראש קצת מסתובב כולם בעד, לא נעצור עד שכולכם משלומים. להיט, תרימו לי להיט, תרימו לי להיט. Jerusalem, I want to make you scream. 1, 2, 3, scream! Holy shit. What about Tel Aviv? And for Jerusalem, Tel Aviv. Let me hear you. The North, Haifa. All right, I think Jerusalem is taking the prize. I'm from Jerusalem. It makes sense. All right, you know the next song for sure. I want to hear all of you loud and proud. Let's go! בכל מקום, כל הזמן, יש לכולם מגדול ועד קטן, ימים יפים וגם פחות, וביניהם תשובה לכל השאלות. יש אלוקים אחד גדול, הוא בעולם והוא נותן לנו הכל, בין אפלה לקרן אור, את הנתיב אנחנו רק צריכים לבחור, וזה ידוע החיים במתנה, הכל צפוי לרשות נתונה. בוא נשמע לכם, מי שמאמין לא מפחד, ולנו יש את מלך העולם, והוא שומר אותנו מכולם. בוא נשמע מי שמאמין, ולנו יש את מלך העולם, תביא רק את זה, והוא שומר אותנו מכולם. I want to hear you now. It's only the drums and us. Are you ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1, play. מי שמאמין. One more time. מי שמאמין. איי איי איי. ולנו יש את מלך העולם, והוא שומר אותנו מכולם. מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה להאמין. ולנו יש את מלך העולם, והוא שומר אותנו מכולם. מי שמאמין לא מפחד, את האמונה להאמין. ולנו יש את מלך העולם, והוא שומר אותנו מכולם. מי שמאמין לא מפחד. איי איי איי. You're amazing. Give it up. You're an amazing audience. Give it up. We'll be back. Thank you so much.
Let's give it up for Rabbi Wild.
Let's give it up for the Shook Band. Thank you all for being here tonight. As you all know and would expect, our dinner this evening is dedicated to our brothers and sisters in Israel, to the brave soldiers of the IDF, to the release of each and every one of the hostages. Thank you all for joining us here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, we are celebrating tonight 25 years of Jewish outreach. Yeah, 25 years. And I want to thank each and every one of you for coming. We have a record-breaking number since before COVID of 450 people that registered for our program tonight. And your generosity tonight has also enabled us to exceed our fundraising goals. Thank you very, very much. I want to want to begin by recognizing the presence of someone very, very special that's here this evening. My teacher and my mentor, Rabbi Dr. Jacob J. Schachter. Who helped us launch MJE 25 years ago and has remained my Rebbe, my teacher, my mentor, helping me navigate all the ups and downs of MJE over the last 25 years. Thank you, Rabbi and Yocheved, for all of your love and for being here tonight. This means the world to us. Welcome also to our upcoming honoree, my dear friend, President Rabbi Dr. Ari Berman. We'll be more about him later. The Jewish sages in the Midrash tell us, it's very surreal and I can't see anybody or anything. It's just light. Is anyone there? So the Midrash says that when it was God's will to create the world, the angels were divided into two camps. There were some in favor of God creating humanity, and there were some who were against it. The angels of kindness and truth were in favor, asserting that man is essentially good and kind. But the angels of truth and peace were opposed to God creating humanity. They argued and they said, Al Yibareh, do not create. And they said that man fundamentally is dishonest. He's prone to quarrels and strife. Don't do it. It was an even split. Two angels against two angels. What did God do? Asks the Midrash. Nata emet, God took the truth, v'yishlichu la'aretz, and he threw it to the ground. And now it's just two against one. And he went ahead and created mankind. And when the angels protested, God answered, and I quote, "The truth will grow from the ground." What are the sages teaching us in this strange midrash? When God's taking truth and he's throwing it to the ground, truth is the trademark of God. How could he just toss it away? And what does it mean that God instead caused truth to grow from the ground? So Rabbi Schachter, my teacher, answered in the name of his late father, Rabbi Herschel Schachter of blessed memory, that if the truth results in Al Yibareh, in do not create, if the truth results in paralysis or lack of action, then such a truth must be rejected. 25 years ago, the truth was, creating MJE made very little sense. To create a Jewish community for those who were disconnected from the community. Why would they come? To offer a Shabbat minyan, who would join if you weren't already connected to Shabbat? To offer a basic Judaism class during the week, why would you come if you didn't have a feel or an interest in Jewish learning? And so many other fun and exciting things to do in Manhattan, so many cool venues to hang out with your buddies. Why come to MJE? The truth is, MJE was a losing proposition from the very start. But like God himself, as described in the Midrash, we took the truth and we threw it to the ground. And we said that any truth that says Al Yibareh, don't create, is not a truth that we're going to accept. And as the Midrash continues, we took truth and we grew it from the ground up. We rolled up our sleeves and we built the impossible and we did it together. August of '98, we launched MJE with 18 students, attending a Hebrew class on a Wednesday night. We planted our first seeds. We added a high holiday service, monthly Shabbat dinners, and then our precious gem, the Saturday morning beginner's minyan. I want to recognize the presence of Rabbi Ephraim Buchwald of the National Jewish Outreach Program, who created the beginner service and who helped us launch it 25 years ago. Thank you. The year 2000, I'm not going to do every year, don't get nervous. It's 25 years. We organized our first MJE ski retreat to Hunter Mountain. Yeah. The skiing was lame, but the crowd was great, and eventually we made it to Vermont, the holy state of Vermont, to Mount Snow, where we've been for the last 15 years. 2001, we launched MJE East with Rabbi Jonathan Feldman, who's here this evening. In 2005, we launched MJE Downtown with Rabbi Daniel and Rachel Krause, who are also here this evening. We got our first Torah scroll in 2006. We added a spring retreat, some more classes, and Shabbat hospitality, hosted and coordinated every week by Jill Wilds. Rabbi Penny Rosenthal and his leadership, we launched our year-long fellowship program, followed by the establishment, Shana Bet, the senior fellowship program, which tonight will be named in memory of Shael Bellows of blessed memory. For over 20 years, Chani Perlman has been running one-on-one learning at MJE. And finally, the MJE trips to Israel every summer. First the heritage trip, then the fellowship trips to Israel every summer for the last 23 years, which this summer, please God, be transformed into volunteer trips to support our brothers and sisters in Israel. Ladies and gentlemen, these programs have attracted tens of thousands of our less affiliated Jewish brothers and sisters, from which hundreds have developed close-knit community, lasting friendships, some for years, some even decades. And as you know, not just friendships, also some marriages. 387 marriages together. There'll be some more tonight, please God. Dozens of MJEers, dozens have made Aliyah, and hundreds more are now active members and leaders in their respective communities, sending their sons and daughters to yeshivot, to Jewish day schools, raising an entirely new generation of children, living lives of Torah and mitzvos. It's unbelievable. What seemed unreal 25 years ago has today become a reality. And the reason is because we didn't just throw out the truth and ignore the reality. We embraced a higher truth. And that truth is, if you invest in your fellow Jew and you plant something deep within them, something beautiful will grow. And none of this would have been possible. None of this without you, without our supporters, and without those who have been there for us from the very, very beginning. Now, the rabbis in the Talmud say, Kol hatchalot kashot, that beginnings can be tough. And so I have a particular sense of gratitude for those who were there from the very, very beginning. And we're going to pay tribute to a number of them tonight. And we begin with our guests of honor, Moshe and Dahlia Bellows.
Hi, I'm Dahlia Bellows.
And I'm Moshe Bellows.
And we have 3 daughters, Nina, Elizabeth, and Apple, and live on the Upper West Side.
We both discovered MJE when we were each single. I was pursuing an acting career, and MJE was my stability.
And I had met Moshe, and I had just finished graduate school, living on the Upper East Side. And Moshe had said that MJE was having a dinner, and they had table hosts, and did I want to host with him? And that was the first time that was the first MJE dinner, and we hosted our first MJE dinner together.
We were single when that started, and then now we have a family. So we've been involved in MJE for really quite some time. We are affectionately known as the Bubby and Zadie of MJE. So just to give you some perspective. One of the things I think is so valuable about MJE is it's sort of Jews from every stripe, just finding their journey, and that really fits in with my dad's ethos. And we lost my dad a year ago. We just celebrated his Yeshiva Chai, and everything MJE stands for, really is fundamentally what my dad, stood for. The Jewish people, Eretz Yisrael, meeting people where they are, and being really proud of your Judaism. So when I was talking to Rabbi Wild about, what can we do in his honor, when he mentioned that there was an opportunity to name the senior fellowship in honor of my father, I immediately took that to my family, who I'm incredibly blessed to be on this journey with, and all my siblings, my 4 siblings, and my mother really embraced the idea. And the senior fellowship, is for people that are on this journey, on this extended journey, and really exemplify everything that my father stood for.
My father-in-law was a really special man, and he would have been really proud of Moshe about everything that he's accomplished at MJE and with MJE and with us. And I think this would make him really, really proud, knowing that his legacy is continuing within an organization and a family that means so much to both of us and our family.
Ladies and gentlemen, Moshe and Dahlia have done so much for our community for so long. They're otherwise, though, underachievers. Moshe has a BA from Yeshiva University, a JD from Fordham Law School, an MSW from Wurzweiler School of Social Research, and of course, rabbinic ordination. Among his many professional pursuits, Moshe is the managing principal at Maccabee Ventures. He's an advisor to tech funds and an adjunct professor at YU's Cy Sims School of Business. Dahlia is the assistant director of career services at Touro University. She got her BA from UMass Amherst and an MSW from the University of Pennsylvania. She founded her own professional organizing company, Your Amazing Space, and serves as an advisor to the education committee at SAR, the Jewish day school where their 3 beautiful daughters attend. Moshe and Dahlia, we have endless gratitude to you both. Moshe, from the very moment we launched MJE, you were there for us, adding ruach and spirit to our programs, offering help and advice, chairing our board of directors. And then your Ashes Shael, Dahlia, came into your life. The 2 of you built this beautiful family, serving as Shabbat hosts and role models to countless MJEers over the years. Both of you yourselves grew from the MJE experience, but you always gave back. And in doing so, you perpetuate the legacy of your beloved father and father-in-law, Rabbi Shael Bellows, Zichrono Livracha, someone of great integrity and generosity, someone who always gave back. MJE was just one of many organizations and non-for-profits to whom Mr. Bellows gave of himself. And I was just one of many rabbis and communal leaders that he mentored and he guided over the years. He loved our mission to engage the less affiliated because he loved all Jews. A couple of years back, Mr. Bellows called me and he offered me 50 tickets for MJE participants to attend the 2020 Siyum Hashas at MetLife Stadium, where they were celebrating the completion of all the tractates of the Talmud. And I remember that day, sitting amongst 100,000 people. It was freezing. The Jews from Chicago had no problem. And sitting with a group of 50 MJEers, and as they finished the siyum and everybody got up to dance, I turned around and I saw Moshe standing with his father a few rows behind, and I quickly took this picture And I was so happy to capture that moment of a father and a son exchanging such love and admiration. Shael was the patriarch of the Bellows family, and he was so proud of the way you, Moshe and Dahlia, raised your beautiful children, Nina, Elizabeth, and Apple. You and your siblings and all of your cousins are a credit to him. And to your mother, Yisrael Chai, Mrs. Joan Bellows, whose presence I wish to acknowledge this evening. Thank you, Mrs. Bellows, for traveling from Chicago to be here with us tonight. And more importantly, for raising such an extraordinary family. May you continue to derive endless nachas from your children, your grandchildren, and your great-grandchildren. MJE's Fellowship Learning Program, as many of you know, and we've got many fellows here, is named for Rabbi Dr. Norman Lamb of blessed memory. And tonight we officially dedicate and name our Senior Fellowship Program for Rabbi Shael Bellows, who deeply valued Torah study. The Senior Fellows are those select MJEers who graduate the Fellowship Program and want another year of Torah study, another year of spiritual growth and Israel activism. And I can't think of anyone more appropriate than Shael Bellows, to whom this program be dedicated. Speaking with Moshe, we also thought, how awesome would it be to have one of the Bellows family members, either one of the 5 sons/daughters, or one of the 17 grandchildren, present a special talk, a shir, as part of this exciting program each year. The Bellows represent the great tapestry of our Jewish heritage, and this class in memory of Shael will be yet another way to perpetuate his memory. If I can ask you, Moshe and Dahlia, to please step forward to accept the Tamid Distinguished Alumni Award in memory of your beloved father and father-in-law, and in tribute to everything that you have done for our community. It's not glass or anything like that, so if we drop it, we'll still be okay. Moshe and Dahlia, this is so nice. It's really an honor to present this Kiddush cup fountain to adorn your already beautiful Shabbos table, where we know you will continue to host many more MJEers or non-MJEers looking to find their way into our community. We thank you for all of your love and support. And may all the Torah that is studied from all the MJE Senior Fellows should serve as an aliyat neshama, as an elevation for Harav Shaul ben Shmuel, Zechrono Livracha. May his memory be a blessing. Mazel Tov.
And now for our next honoree.
There's something special about Holly.
I really, really love her guidance, from like the weekly phone calls to seeing her on Wednesday nights.
You've really been with us every step of the way in our growth and our development.
I am today who I am in my observant thanks to teachers like you.
Watching her in the day-to-day of living an observant life made it seem attainable to us.
Chani is always giving me some sort of book. She always is saying, come read this, Sherry.
She truly encompasses the idea of a community member and a community leader.
She taught me tefillah, Torah, and just like how to be an amazing Orthodox Jewish woman.
We love you as a model for the Jewish people, for building a beautiful home and beautiful family. You've really made such a difference in our lives. I've gone to several of the Wednesday night learnings, and I think one of the things she cares about most is helping others make relationships that not only encourage their Judaism, but make them feel part of the community.
Thank you so much, Chani, for pairing me up with my Chabruta for one-on-one learning on Wednesdays. She is an incredible partner that helps me grow in so many different ways.
I grew up Reform, and I really just didn't know much until I got to MJE, and Chani just was there for me. She's incredible. She's just warm and loving.
You just represent everything we look to emulate and how we want to raise our children. You're beautiful people inside and out.
You're an incredible role model as a friend, as a leader, really just someone to look up to in general. That's
Lots of mazel tov on this award, on this honor.
Mazel tov on the big honor, amazingly deserved.
I love you so much. Mazel tov.
I really cannot see anything. Bonnie, I know you're there. I am so honored to present you with MJE's award for Lifetime Educator. It's hard to top anything that was already said in that video from your students and friends, and I consider myself one of them. For 20 years, you have tirelessly devoted yourself to educating and inspiring a whole generation of young Jews. Your refined character traits, sensitivity, and passion for Torah learning and observance shines through everything you do. You are the prototype of a Jewish woman, strong but modest, proud but humble. Thank you for being an authentic role model for the MJE community. Please come forward to accept this well-deserved honor. On behalf of the MJE family, we present to you this beautiful challah board and challah cover made in Jerusalem to be used with your beautiful family for many, many Shabbos to come.
Mazel tov, everybody. My name is Rabbi Penny Rosenthal. I've had the distinct privilege of teaching at MJE for the last 18 years. And a major pillar of our education, of our programming, of our activism is, of course, Israel. So at this time, relax, sit back, and share a little nachas with us as we share a little taste of our Israel programming.
To my life and my decision to make Aliyah does not even begin to describe it.
חיים טובים, ימים יפים, פרנוס הסגית, אפילו חופשה לפעמים. ילדים מביאים לנו נחת לאור, כולם בריאים, יש שמחות מדהים מאוד, איך הכל מסתדר, ושום דבר לנו לא חסר. ורק בזמן שקשה להביט למעלה, למשמע להבין שהוא אחראי לנו.
Several subsequent trips to Israel were with MJE or members of the MJE community. And during that time, I realized how much I felt connected to the land and the people and the culture and how much I felt a need to live here.
We made Aliyah almost 6 years ago. We met through MJE. MJE is our family, and certainly our journey to Israel would not have happened without MJE.
During one trip to Israel with my half-year's experience at the winery in Gush Etzion, we heard the owner talk about his own Aliyah story, and at that moment right there, I decided I'm also going to make Aliyah.
MJE made a tremendous impact on my life. I stayed in Israel, I got married, I have 2 kids, they go to religious school. I'm very happy and proud to have a Jewish home. I'm very grateful, forever grateful to MJE.
My journey in Yiddishkeit started in 2001 when I found myself
accidentally on an MJE Israel trip. We had become very brotherly with Rabbi Wild, Ezra, Nazi Cutter. It was my very first Arusa. I guess I never looked back.
If you want to know how MJE has impacted my life, there's 5 main reasons. One of them is asleep, and the other 4 are here. So thank you so much. I miss you. Mazel tov on everything.
When Hamas attacked on October 7th, like the rest of the Jewish world, we were just in shock. We were completely taken aback, and we all wanted to do something. So at MJE, we decided to transform our annual mitzvah fair and blood drive into a collecting fair for items for the IDF. Hundreds of people came, pre-purchased everything from knee pads to neck warmers, compasses, watches, whatever we could get a hold of that we were being told the IDF needed. And all these people came from MJE from all walks of life to be able to collect and to pack these duffels that Jill and I were going to go to Israel with. But not just items like this, letters, heartfelt letters written by kids, children of our alumni, MJE participants, telling the soldiers how much we love them, how proud we are of them. Jill and I took all of these items and we spent some time in Israel distributing them to various soldiers along the border of Gaza. And I have to tell you, we went there to be able to give them chizuk, to give the soldiers, to give Israel some strength and inspiration during their difficult hour. But of course, we came back inspired. The morale in Israel is unbelievable. We felt so good that we can do something even just as little as this to be able to give something back. The looks on the faces of the soldiers we handed these letters and these items to were just priceless. We felt so appreciative that their brothers and sisters 6,000 miles away were thinking about them and were trying to keep them a little warm up north or down south, wherever they were stationed. The lovely and heartfelt letters just hit the right spot with some of the soldiers.
Shalom from sunny Tel Aviv.
You were part of the MJE team in New York for the past 4.5 years.
Now more than ever, people here are seeking connection, guidance, meaning, and support.
We are so grateful for all the work that MJE does in the US and now in Israel too.
Good evening. I am Rabbi Ezra Cohen, the Chief Operating Officer and Director of MJE Downtown. At this time, we'd like to acknowledge the presence of our longtime MJE Hebrew teacher and IDF soldier, Arik Nagel. Take a look at his homecoming.
I just came from the airport. I came to surprise my wife and my 3 little children at Year Adam Elkaim, and I'm so excited. And we're going in to surprise them in their classes.
We are so grateful to have Arik here with us tonight. Thank you for all you do for the Jewish people. Arik, we invite you and our amazing MJE Chazanim, Arnie, Benny, Yair, and Yoni to join us to recite a special Mishaberach. If you flip your program over, everyone has a wounded soldier's name. Please have him or her in mind as we pray together for the government of Israel and the success of the IDF. Please rise.
the students sing along.
Together in the Hebrew. Hi Adonai, ten Adonai toivenu hakamim aleinu nigafim lifnehem. Kadosh Baruch Hu yishmor v'yatzil et chayaleinu mikol tzara v'tzuka u'mikol nega u'machala v'yishlach bracha v'hatzlacha b'chol ma'aseh yedehem. Yaber soneinu tachtehem יעטרם בחטא ישועה ובעטרת ניצחון, וקוים בהם הכתוב, כי אדוני אלוהיכם ההולך עמכם להילחם לכם עם אויביכם להושיע אתכם, ונאמר אמן. Thank you, Arik. Thank you to the MJE Chazanim, to Benny Yair, Yoni. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a great honor to present my dear friend, Yeshiva University President, Rabbi Dr. Ari Berman, with MJE's Distinguished Rabbinic Leadership Award. To Rabbi Berman's visionary leadership, Yeshiva University, YU, where virtually all of us at MJE, your teachers, we studied there. YU has grown dramatically in its over 100-year history. YU is at an all-time high, both in terms of enrollment and excellence. We have 3 children currently enrolled in YU and in Stern College, and I can tell you the place is happening. Under Rabbi Berman's stellar leadership, YU has also been a beacon of pro-Israel support in these very challenging times. Since the October, we give it a clap. Since the October 7th attack, President Berman has been an articulate and outspoken voice for Israel, appearing on all the major networks and most impressively, securing over 100 other university presidents to join him in publicly condemning Hamas. Over MJE's 25 years, Rabbi Berman has been a huge support to me and to our many participants. And during Rabbi Berman's over a decade tenure as rabbi of the Jewish Center, Rabbi Berman often spoke at MJE events, taught classes, and ascended the 10 flights. It was really only 7 from where he was coming, but every Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur to inspire and to be inspired by MJE. President Berman's caring for every Jew is not only evidenced by his love and support for MJE, but by the many Judaic studies programs and classes offered at YU, which cater to the large number of students that did not have the benefit of a formal Jewish education. Under Rabbi Berman's leadership, YU has become a place of Torah for all Jews, irrespective of their background. Jill and I feel privileged to have Rabbi Ari and Anina as our friends, and it is an honor to be able to present President Berman with MJE's Rabbinic Leadership Award. Please come forward to accept this well-deserved honor. Because you probably don't already have a menorah. We hope that when you, I was going to say use this next Hanukkah, maybe just look at it, you will think about the light of Torah that you've shared with MJE, how you've truly helped and supported me and all of us become what we've become. And that Bezrat Hashem, YU, under your leadership, continues to shine the light of Torah onto the world. Mazel Tov, Rabbinic Leadership Award. Mazel Tov.
Just
just want to begin by saying it's not fair to take a photo with someone who hasn't aged in 30 years. Thank you so much, Rabbi Wilds, the whole MJE team, Bershus, Rebbe Umori, Rabbi Dr. Jacob J. Schachter, whose presence elevates our lives and this whole event. Thank you so much for everyone here, the participants of MJE, the teachers, and the supporters for this honor. It's truly a privilege for me to be involved with MJE from its inception. The work here is so amazing and important, and all who support this incredible organization are elevated through our involvement. I want to take a couple of minutes to speak about my dear friend, Rabbi Mark Wilds. I have known Mark Wilds since he was a teenager. He was a friend with my brother in high school. He came to my house for Shabbat. I have seen him for close to 40 years. When I started at the Jewish Center, one of the benefits was to be together with my dear friend Mark as one of the community's rabbis. I remember on Tisha B'Av, the annual day of national mourning, that all of the rabbis would lead different sections of the keynote, the elegies and mournful poems written by Jews who suffered throughout the ages. But the one problem we had was that it was too difficult for Rabbi Wilds to do his parts, because he put himself in the shoes of the one who had written the poems. He would feel so deeply for the pain of the other, even those who passed away centuries ago, that he had trouble reading through the passages. And that's Mark Wilds, and the home that he and Jill have built with empathy, kindness, and compassion for each and every person he cares so deeply. MJE is so successful because it's built on love. It's a love that cuts across all divides and across all generations. Let me share with you the secret to Mark's depths of character that animates all of MJE. Mark is in the midst of his year of mourning for his father. Fathers and sons, mothers and daughters, parents and children. Just recently, I completed the year of mourning for my father. During this year, it is customary for the mourner to say the Kaddish, which requires a quorum for its recitation. Now, this was not difficult for me at Yeshiva University, where we have, thank God, thousands of students, but I travel as well. So here is my story. During our winter intersession break, Yeshiva University had a student leadership trip which went to Rome, and went a second one which visited Morocco. I joined the trips and every day prayed in a quorum with my students to say the Kaddish. But there was a day in between that I traveled from one country to the next and didn't have students for a prayer quorum for both afternoon and evening services. So what did I do? When I was in Rome, I visited a Jewish day school and I shared my dilemma with the head of the school. And that afternoon, 10 teenagers, some with head coverings, others without, left their class to pray afternoon services with me. Afterwards, I boarded a plane. I landed in Casablanca. There was only one synagogue in Casablanca, and they had already finished services hours before I arrived. Knowing this in advance, my office called one of the parents of our students who lived in Casablanca, and he said, "No problem, just tell Rabbi Berman, whenever he comes, just come to the synagogue." My flight was a little delayed. I took a taxi from the airport. I got there about 10:30 p.m. Meeting me at the synagogue was the parent with 9 other men who I never met before in my life, who came to pray evening services with me to help me commemorate my father's memory. Not only that, they also suspected I might be hungry after my trip, so they prepared a 5-course dinner for me. And we ate together long after midnight. From afternoon prayers with Jewish teenagers in Rome to evening services with Sephardic men in Casablanca to a couple of days later in a late morning service in London with a room filled with Hasidim, Jews with beards and side curls who date their origins to 18th century Poland, I have prayed with them. And they have helped me commemorate the life of my father. All of these people I have never met before. In our lifetime, we have never been introduced. What is it that enables me to join their circle so easily? Why are they moved to help someone who they've never met before? So here is the secret. It is the secret of the Jewish people. We are all children of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. We all share the same mothers of Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, although we have never personally met. We are all one family. What greater expression of this point than the warmth shown to me to help me commemorate the memory of my father? My loss was their loss. My story is their story. We are linked in our grieving for the dead because we are bound by a covenant for life. And this is our differentiating element. To us, the many generations of the Jewish people from Abraham and Sarah until today, it's not history. It's our family story. It's not something we simply read to understand the past. It's stories we retell as part of our living memory. When we study Torah and recount stories about the Exodus, Maimonides, the Holocaust, the founders of the state of Israel, these are not simply historical matters. They are passed down from parent to child, from one generation to the next. They are all part of our personal identity. And this is the spirit that runs throughout Manhattan Jewish experience. Come any day to their multiple sites, and you will find Jews from all over, with all different backgrounds, who feel comfortable in services, classes, dinner parties, and social events. They know when they enter the MJE zone, they will be treated as part of the family. And not just any family, but one that will help you find your purpose within a context of positive core values that have been passed down from generation to generation. And this is why Mark cannot complete an elegy written 800 years ago about a fallen Jew, like he cannot speak about October 7th without tears welling up in his eyes, because these are all his brothers and sisters. This is his personal story. And that is why he started this organization, and he and Jill devote their lives to helping others find fulfillment in their own. And I can tell you that this feeling and commitment to the Jewish people did not start with Mark Wilds. Fathers and sons, parents and children. I had the privilege of knowing Mark's father, Leon, well. Leon was a devoted leader at Yeshiva University. While his legal legacy was imparted to thousands of students at our law school, Cardozo, his fine character, deep intelligence, and profound integrity was shaped and nurtured at Yeshiva University. He was a graduate of Yeshiva College and a leader on its board, and led the way for 3 generations of Wilds to attend our institution. In fact, when we recently made a video to reflect YU's breadth and success, we interviewed the Wilds family to exemplify our values, because they live our mission. At my time at the Jewish Center, one of my great joys was to see Mark through the eyes of his father. He was so proud of you. He was so proud of your life's choices and accomplishments. He felt it a real blessing to work by the side all week in close partnership with Michael, and to see on Shabbat Mark's impact on the MJE community. While it would always be an honor for me to receive this award any year, specifically this year, on the 25th year of MJE and in memory of my dear friend, Leon Wiles, it is truly a privilege. My friends, I thank you for joining me in support of the incredible work of Manhattan Jewish Experience, especially after October 7th, with everything that is happening in Israel and across America. We need to come together as a family and find ourselves in the great story of the Jewish people. Every Yom Kippur, I'd walk up to MJE, as Mark said, the 3rd floor to the 10th, and if you know the staircase in the building, that was not an insignificant effort. But I would come to MJE because I love the services at MJE. It was so inspiring and elevated me on my Yom Kippur and all throughout the year. And my favorite song to sing with them was V'chol Ma'aminim, which is a song of faith in God, in our future, and in the promise of Israel, Am Echad, B'lev Echad, one nation, one heart, one family, united in tragedy and in triumph. And whenever I walked into the service, Arnie, together with Mark and Ezra, would start singing that too. So I will close my remarks tonight with this melody of solidarity and invite you to please join me. For we need today to join together as a family to sing our song of faith and hope for the future. Am Yisrael Chai.
Good evening. What a beautiful night. So beautiful. My name is Edwin Levy. My wife Stacy attended her first MJE class 25 years ago. One of the first alumni. And Rabbi Wilds married us 5 years later. I'm honored to represent the alumni as we celebrate 25 years of Jewish outreach. We would like to acknowledge the presence of Mayor Michael Wilds and Amy Wilds, Alice Wilds, and their extended families who are here with us tonight. We recently lost one of our greatest role models and mentors, Mr. Leon Wilds of blessed memory. Please watch as we remember him.
Hi, my name is Michael Wilds.
And I am Mark Wilds, and we're going to speak about our dad.
So how do you encapsulate a 90-year-old legend into a video? Impossible. Other than to say that he was perhaps the most iconic picture or snapshot of what the perfect father, friend, law partner, mentor, and legacy should be in anything.
He was a great dad to us and influenced us in a very, very profound way to do great things for other people like he did in his life. He was just a very pleasant person to be around. He just wanted us to be happy and to do good things for the world. My dad was born in 1933, grew up in a small coal mining town named Oliphant, Pennsylvania. It's a cute little town my brother and I used to go visit when we were kids. And it really formed and shaped him. And but then he came to the big city. He came here from Yeshiva University, and then he went off to NYU Law School afterwards. and then started this practice. And for 64 years, as my brother said, he practiced, and he really built the profession. He built the field, I should say. After my dad came to New York, graduated from YU, went to law school, met my mom, blessed memory. They were married for 33 years, a beautiful marriage.
Dad loved so many things, but most of all, he loved being with his family.
He adored his grandchildren, his great-grandchildren. He loved talking to them, they loved talking to him. It was a treat.
Being one of 8 grandchildren to the great Leon Wiles was an amazing experience. It wasn't like being one of 8 where we all had our own connection with him. I am lucky to be in an office where, I'm sorry if I'm getting a little bit emotional, but I'm lucky to be in an office where there's a 20-foot mural of my grandfather that I walk by every day. Every time I look at him, I feel his presence, and I really think that we're fortunate to be able to have had the grandfather that we had. A true patriarch, a true friend, a true scholar, and just an amazing mentor, an amazing moment in our life.
I think his love for MJE was an extension. I think it was an extension of 2 things. Number one, his work at Wiles and Weinberg that my brother continued. Bringing people in from the outside, making people who felt like on the periphery of this great country, giving them a home here. And that's kind of what we do at MJE, and he liked that a lot. We're helping less affiliated Jews feel comfortable in their Judaism and in our community. He loved doing that, and he was a great sort of ambassador for that.
My grandfather having the ability to watch his son, my uncle, Rabbi Mark Wiles, lead such a tremendous program, bringing people closer to Judaism, closer to their faith, experiencing what it means to be a good Jew in the modern world together. That really hit home for him.
My dad loved to come to MJE. He felt very comfortable there, and he got to know a lot of the MJE participants. He fell in love with them, they fell in love with him. He had a very close relationship and was really a role model and a mentor to a lot of young Jewish men and women. So we're establishing this Leon Wiles Blessed Memory Legacy Fund to be able to perpetuate his memory in such a way to do what he loved to do during his life, which is to help bring people in from the outside. That's what MJE does. That's what he did for many, many years. He helped us build MJE into the vibrant organization that it is. And we want to be able to continue that in his memory.
I think my grandfather really loved MJE. He had a real appreciation for MJE, and if he only knew that it was dedicated in his honor, I think he would be shedding a tear with us here tonight.
Dad left an indelible mark, not just at MJE, this mark, but the impact of his life and those of his forefathers. Our job now is to bottle that and to give it out to the rest of the world.
Yeah, we really hope that through this legacy fund, we're going to be able to continue the work he so loved doing in his life. MJE is all about building Jewish families. I can't think of a greater way to elevate his soul and perpetuate his memory than by creating more and more Jewish families in his memory.
Many of the MJE alumni spent years davening together with Leon Wiles, Zichrono Livracha. He was a regular MJE, especially during the high holidays. I used to sit in the front row next to him with Rabbi Wiles' sons. He truly enjoyed MJE, loved Shabbat, and having Shabbat meals with all of us. He inspired and taught us through example on how to observe Shabbat and pass it on to our children. Rabbi Wiles and Michael, may I invite you up here, please? On behalf of the alumni, it is our honor to present this silver Kiddush cup to be used at the MJE Shabbat dinners and the MJE Beginner Minyan Kiddush every week. And please God, will you continue to inspire a whole new generation of MJEers.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for being here. I know my dad would have fought to have been here this evening himself. He lived his whole life in such an exemplary fashion. Rabbi, you coined it beautifully. I had him during the week, and my brother had him for Shabbos. I really had him. We practiced for nearly 40 years, and we still have all the notes that he left behind, and he set the trail for our practice to continue. My son and I, with God's help, will continue his legend. And he was, in many ways, Rabbi Berman, the poster boy, if you would, for YU. That beautiful blend of Torah Mada. He loved to learn, to daven, to read Hebrew poetry, and he was a scholar like no one else. But he blended that in such a main integrity and with such character that he made everybody proud. He spoke to clients the way he spoke to our mother, the way he led in a courtroom. And it didn't matter who stood in front of them. That person was the greatest challenge and friend. We didn't have files, we had journeys. And he greeted the stranger. He portended the American dream for himself through YU in this beautiful city, and then spent the rest of his life toiling admirably to help others. He lived beautifully, and I have to say thank you to Alice for being, in many ways, the reason that she extended his life and the quality of his life. And I also want to say thank you to my dear brother. He loved, he respected you, and you coined exactly what he meant and what he wanted his sons to remember him by. We had an expanding Shabbos table. Little did we know there would be yet another Kiddush cup at that table. But we will always remember the way Zadie, Dad, led a Kiddush. Thank you.
Thank you, Eddie. Thank you, Michael. Rabbi Avi, go for it.
My name is Avi Heller, and it is my honor to introduce Adam Elkaim as MJE Student of the Year. Adam is an incredibly inspiring MJEer and an amazing role model for any aspiring Balchuva. He might be embarrassed by my saying this, but not only is it true, but if he protests that he's not a perfect Jew or person or observant of all the available 613 mitzvot, that's also part of his humility and commitment to the truth. Adam fully embraces MJE's mission that we are all always in our Yiddishkeit and our Judaism, striving to be just a little better, to connect a little more. Adam will be giving a brief speech in a moment, and he's going to tell you his story, but I just want to mention briefly 3 reasons why Adam is special and worthy of this honor. 1, Adam was inspired to come to MJE by a friend, has taken this gift and paid it forward. How many people has Adam now directed to MJE, or to get a little closer to Jewish learning, or to Shabbat? So many. Only Hashem knows. Adam is the kind of person who you listen to when he suggests you go to a Friday night dinner. It might just change your life forever. 2, he is a leader. It is one thing to come to MJE for the first time and to have the courage to overcome your fear and go up and say the blessings over the Torah when they say, Yamod Adam ben Daniel Yonatan Shlishi, and another, entirely, to become the Gabbai of the MJE Shabbat morning service. Making sure that everyone else who wants to come closer to the Torah feels safe and okay to do so. Adam is that guy. Finally, and I don't mean this as a joke, this was our last chance to honor him. By this time next year, we would have had to, and maybe we will in the future, who knows, honor him as Couple of the Year. Adam and his fiancée, Avtal, have just recently gotten engaged to be married and to build a Beit Ne'eman Yisrael, a beautiful and authentic Jewish home. Both Adam and Avital have overcome many challenges and hiccups along the way to embracing a fully observant Jewish life, and they have done it. And they will be an amazing Jewish power couple for the future. May Adam only go from strength to strength. May Shael is really an honor and a privilege for me to present this Tanakh, which, dude, I hope you will memorize. To Adam Elkaim as MJE Student of the Year.
I remember it like it was yesterday. March 2020, the world had shut down, everything came to a halt. It was a time of so much uncertainty. At first, at least for me, it was great, working from home and spending time with my family. But soon, restlessness and anxiety began to creep in. Is this all there is to life? Wake up, work, sleep, repeat? They say hindsight is 20/20. And little did I know it, but my entire life was about to change. I met my then girlfriend, now fiance, Alexis, and while we talked about many things on our dates, there was one topic that I just kept coming back to: Judaism. Alexis was undergoing a conversion of her own, entirely of her own volition. And it sparked a million questions in my head. Why would somebody choose Judaism? I had to learn more. Over the next 2 years, I embarked on a journey to learn more about my faith. But I still didn't have a satisfactory understanding of what it means to experience life as a Jew, or why I should lead an observant life. This all changed when my now great friend, Jordan Stecker, dragged me to attend one of Rabbi Wild's Shavuot classes at the Manhattan Jewish Experience. And as his brother so beautifully said, I guess you could say Rabbi Wild's left his mark. After attending a few more classes and one of MJE's inspiring Shabbat services, I knew I needed to be part of this community. I soon got matched with my Chavruta learning partner, Rabbi Kevin Wolf, who you saw on the screen earlier, who has taught me an incredible amount of Torah in such a short time. Taking it a step further, I joined the MJE Fellowship, and it's really special to see so many of my fellow fellows here tonight. Through the fellowship, I began to understand how to learn. I started becoming knowledgeable about Shabbat, Kashrut, and Tefillah. I learned how to spiritually elevate everyday situations. I learned about Talmud, a rich oral tradition filled with centuries of the great rabbis' wisdom and legal interpretations of the Torah. Thanks to Rabbis Mark, Avi, and Kevin, I learned the tools and gained the confidence to start Daf Yomi, or learning a page of Talmud every morning. I began Daf Yomi after October 7th in the zechut of the hopeful success of our brave IDF soldiers and the speedy return of all our hostages. And just last month at MJE, I had the privilege of having my first siyum, my festive meal, to celebrate my completion of the tractate Bava Kama. At MJE, I have formed a bond with an amazing, tight-knit, growth-oriented community Inspired by Shabbat meals at the homes of many who are here tonight, and equipped with the tools I learned at MJE, I started hosting Shabbat meals of my own to give others even just an iota of the warmth and hospitality that people have shown to me. In the wake of the spike in anti-Semitism following October 7th, MJE's support network and community have been the bright spot in what for many of us has been the most difficult time to be Jewish in our lifetimes. For as long as I live, I will never forget being in Washington, D.C. this past November with MJE and several 100,000 of my brothers and sisters. In the last several months, I've continuously grown through MJE experiences and support. I'm currently a senior fellow, a Bellows fellow, who loves attending classes with Rabbi Pinney. And just a few months ago, I stepped up to serve as Gabbai of the Minyan at MJE, and also informally as the Minyan Gather, so you've probably heard from me already. In this role, I'm privileged to give others the opportunity to literally get close to the Torah and to ensure everybody feels counted. In conversations I have before and after services, but never during, I aim to make people feel part of the community and proud to be Jewish, something Alexis and I hope to rouse in our children one day. It is an honor to be recognized as Student of the Year because of my learning and community involvement. I want to thank so many people, starting with Rabbi Wilds and Jill, for creating and sustaining such an incredible community for 25 years. I also want to thank Rabbi Avi, Rabbi Kevin and Allison, Rabbi Pinney, Rabbi Moshe and Shana, and the spectacular Chani Perlman, who have served as mentors for Alexis and me on our Jewish journey. I also want to thank Leah, Michal, Rabbi Ezra, and our MC tonight, Jessica, for organizing outstanding events like this one. As well as the Chazani, many of whom you heard tonight, who week after week continue to inspire us with uplifting services. And as well as my friends at MJE, so many of whom came tonight, who play such a crucial role in making this community so special. Outside of MJE, I want to thank my mom and dad for providing me a strong Jewish foundation and love of Israel, and a special shout out to Mom and Chelsea, who flew from Florida here today. I also want to thank my fiance, Alexis, who ignited my flame and continues to encourage me to believe in myself and to learn, grow, be kind, have gratitude, listen, and cherish the little things in life. Lastly, to the people in this room who have contributed time and money to an organization that I and countless others benefit from each and every day, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Because of you, I and thousands of others have gained not only an identity and community, but a true Jewish experience. Thank you.
Adam Elkaim. Let's give it up for Adam Elkaim. Whoa. Okay, we're going to bring this to a close. This has been amazing. Thank you all. I just want to finish up with some thanks. And I want to begin with our dinner chairs. Jessica Morgan Richter and Ariana Shudrick. Thank you, Ariana. Thank you, Jessica. Jessica, for your countless hours, how you managed to juggle being a mother, your professional work as an executive,
Your Torah observance with the endless amounts of hours you put in for this dinner is just beyond me. I thank you, and I want to thank Saul for lending MJE your extraordinary talent and making this dinner the huge success it is. Thank you, Jessica. I don't always get to thank this gentleman because he now lives in Israel, but he's here, and that's my dear friend Ozzy Cutter. Ozzy extended his trip to be able to be here tonight. Thank you, Ozzy, for helping us build MJE from the ground up. And for now, welcome, joining the MJE board and working on our new project in Tel Aviv. Thank you, Ozzy. Yeah. I also, mentioning the MJE board, I want to recognize the presence tonight of Adam Weinstein, the president of the MJE board, Lou Barbanel, the chairman of the board, and our other esteemed board members, Barbara Duberstein, Michael Doppelt, Lee Waxman, and Casey Levine. Thank you all for making MJE possible. To the exceptionally talented staff with whom I am privileged to work, I want to start with our COO, Downtown Director, Rabbi Ezra Cohen, whose stellar leadership, devotion, and creativity has guided our staff to achieve the excellence that we experience. Rabbi Ezra is 100% in, and I want to thank him for his love and dedication each and every day. To my friend, Rabbi Penny Rosenthal, for his awesome teaching and leading of MJE's now Bellows Senior Fellowship Program. To Chani Perlman, who we got to hear from before, who asked if we could give a shout out to all the MJE tutors. Any of the MJE tutors that are here, give yourself a clap. These tutors come every Wednesday night and volunteer an hour of their time to learn Torah with our amazing students. To Rabbi Avi Heller for his incredible work on MJE East. To Rabbi Kevin and Allison for helping us launch MJE in Tel Aviv. To Rabbi Moshe and Shana Davis. Moshe and Shana Davis for their devotion to our community. To Aaron and Leora Bluestein. Also for rocking out one-on-one learning and so much more. To our community leader, Ellie Sullivan. And our amazing Chazanim, Yoni Yair, and Benny, of course. And thank you, Arnie, for coming up and dancing with us and with Rabbi Berman. Want to thank the programmatic staff, Andrew Hershkowitz, Deborah Riker, Leah Hishimi, Michal Stolarski, and of course, Josh Abelson. Personal note, it's usually at this time that I would thank our father for his love and support. And I know this is weird, but if it's okay, I still would like to do that just in his memory. Dad, we will never forget. I will never forget what you did for me. Michael and I and our entire families are eternally grateful for all you've done for us, for Wilds and Weinberg, for Michael's legacy, and for ours here at MJE. None of this would have happened without you. Thank you, Alice, for being here tonight and for all the love and joy that you brought to our father and to our family. And I want to thank you, Michael, and you, Amy. Amy's the one who came up with the name Manhattan Jewish Experience. I've never given her credit for that. That was a while ago. We had some really weird other suggestions, and she prevailed. But Michael, Mom, Aleha Shalom, I know is smiling with us tonight. Shepping nachas at all the newbies that are now part of the Jewish community, and I can't even imagine if she could be listening to that talk, Adam, that you just gave. The nachas that she would have, that we know she has from all of her grandchildren, her great-grandchildren. May our efforts and success serve as an aliyat neshama, as an elevation for Ruth Wild's Pesel Avigail Bat Menachem, in whose memory this entire program remains dedicated. Acharon Chaviva, to Jill, for everything she does for MJE and for me. I've been blessed, as you can hear, with many great mentors, many great teachers, and many great colleagues. But I only have one partner. And this was a really hard year. And I just want to thank you, Jill, for your love and for keeping me in the game. When I get down, when I start getting burnt out, Yeah, you can burn out a little after 25 years. And I'll tell you just one thing I love. Fridays, growing up, Michael and I, Fridays was always stressful getting ready for Shabbos. I love coming home on Fridays, Jill, and seeing you cooking away. I don't know, 15 or 20 MGers we're expecting, and sometimes you're stressed, but more often than not, you're joyous, and you have that beautiful smile, and sometimes you're even dancing with Abigail to the music that's playing in the kitchen as you're preparing for Shabbat. It's just a beautiful scene. Your positivity and your simcha in serving MJE and the Jewish people these last 25 years is beyond inspirational, both for our family and for all the MJE participants whose lives you've deeply impacted. MJE could not have a better role model, and I could not be blessed with a better partner who was with me 100%, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I can't believe it's 25 years. Thank you for not leaving me. And I hope you're shepping the nachas that you so deserve tonight, and that Hashem blesses us, bli ayin hara, with at least 25 more, working together on behalf of the klal. I want to thank our amazing children, Yosef, in Eretz Yisrael, Ezra, Mazel Tov, welcome Yitzhar. Welcome Yitzhar's parents, Yehuda and Abigail, for your constant love and support. And thank you all of you, for not only sitting here for so long, this is quite a program, but for coming in the rain and showing your love for our holy work. We really could not do it without you, and we love each and every one of you. Please rise for the Hatikva. We'll welcome back the Shuk for that.
כל עוד בלב בנעימה, נפש יהודי הומייה, ולפתי מזרח קדימה, עין לציון צופיה. עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. We're going to finish with something hopeful. A beautiful prayer for peace. One day, feel free to join us. Sometimes I lay under the moon and thank God I'm breathing. Then I pray, don't take me soon, 'cause I am here for a reason. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let them get me down. So when negativity surrounds, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say, when we don't want to fight no more, there'll be no more war, and our children will maybe someday, one day, let me hear you, one day. One more time, one day. No, one day. Saxophone solo, go! Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. Somewhere negativity surrounds, I know someday it'll turn around, because all my life I've been waiting for, I've been praying for the people to say that we don't want to fight no more, there'll be no more wars, and our children will play me one day, one day, one day. Oh. Let me hear you. One more time, babe, one. Louder than that, you can do better. Beautiful. One more time, babe. One day, one day, one day. Peace for all day. One day, one day, one day. Hey, hey, hey. Sometimes in my tears I drown, but I never let it get me down. So when negativity surrounds, I know one day it'll be alright, because one day, one day, one day. Let me hear you, Rabbi. One day, one day, one day. Oh, one day, oh, one day, oh, one day. Let me hear one more time. Louder than that, one last time. One day. No, one day, one day, one day, one more time. One day, 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 one day. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much.
Let's give it up for the Shook. Please enjoy dessert upstairs. Don't leave yet. Dessert is awesome. Thank you all for joining.
Thank you so much. Desserts and more drinks upstairs. Don't go anywhere. Enjoy the rest of your night. Thank you so much.